In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to easily get to your Wi-Fi password in Windows 11. Start by selecting the Start menu, then Settings. Once that opens, you want Network and Internet. Next, expand the Wi-Fi settings. Expand the actual Wi-Fi connection you're using. And it's easy enough to see it because it's highlighted and it says connected secured. So expand it, and once this opens, scroll down and you'll see something says View Wi-Fi Security Key. Hit the View button. There is your network and there is your security key. So if you haven't already written it down, now's a good time to copy this and write it down so that you'll have it if you ever need it again. Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching this video.
Welcome to Fun with Photos. Do you take pictures with your phone? Do you have questions about using all those camera settings? And how do you manage your lifetime of photos so you can find and share your favorite memories? I'm Jim, and together with my wife Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Chris has 10-minute tips covering our taking photos with iPhones or Android phones, making photos better with editing and creative tools, and keeping your lifetime of photos organized and accessible with Google Photos. What do you have, Chris?
Today, we're taking photos of fireworks. Have you heard people say that you can't take a good photo of fireworks with a smartphone? Two things. If you have one of the new high-end phones and you're willing to learn about some of the pro settings, I think you can take award-winning fireworks photos. But that's not what we're talking about. I just want to keep memories. You don't need to learn any of the pro settings. Just take the phone out of your pocket. You're going to get some good fireworks memories photos. I do have a couple of tips, though. So these 3 photos here were all taken with smartphones, either an iPhone 7 or an Android Samsung Note 9 were these photos. I say smartphones take fine photos of fireworks. Keep your flash off. Let me show you what I mean there. And here I have both an iPhone and a Samsung, and if you go into the camera, the flash is that lightning bolt. You want it to have a slash through it. If you tap it, you'll see you have 3 choices, on, off, and auto. You want it off. You don't need to light up the head of the people in front of you, and those fireworks are a long ways away. Flash off. Tip number 2. Use night mode sparingly. Now, your phone might not have night mode, but if it does, it might come on automatically. Let me show you what I mean there. On the Samsung, this little moon here says that it has gone into night mode. You can tap it and turn it off. On the iPhone, it's up at the top and it's gold. I, once again, can tap it and turn it off. Now, you might want to try it. Night mode might give you some nice results, but try it both ways. Next tip is to take videos. These are great video cameras, and when you're at the fireworks, you want to see all the action and hear the sounds. So take some videos along with your photos. And then my number 1 tip is to turn motion or live on, and let me show you what I mean there. On the Samsung, it is this little play button up here. Tap it if it says off, tap it again. I say leave it on. Motion photos will take up more space, but they're worth it when you see what you can do. On the iPhone, it's this little bullseye icon. It's called live. If it says live off, tap it again to till it's live on, and you should leave that on. Then the things that you can do are so cool. Hi, this is Chris Guld with Geeks on Tour, and if you are a follower of our videos, our YouTube channel, you may have noticed that I'm a fan of live photos, also called motion photos. They're called live on the iPhone, they're called motion on the Samsung. It's when you get a few seconds of video along with just a still shot. In this video, I want to show you what you can do with these live or motion photos. There are three main things you can do with motion or live photos. You can pick the best shot out of that 3 seconds worth of video. You can export just the video or get an animated GIF. You can make a movie that includes the motion. Now there are some distinctions depending on which phone you have and whether or not you use Google Photos. I am going to start with the iPhone because in the iPhone, the Google Photos doesn't do this. You need to use the Apple Photos. Here is a fireworks picture, and it looks just like a picture, right? But no, it is a live photo, so that means if I hold down on it, I see the 3 seconds of video. Now, I want to capture a different still frame than this. To do that, you tap Edit, then the Live button down here at the bottom. Now I see a little film strip of all the different pieces that are in this, and I'll say, ooh, yeah, that's the one I like best. You tap Make Key Photo, and done. Now when you're looking at just the photo, you're getting this piece rather than what was originally captured. On my Samsung, I will show you the Google Photos because it works on this. And here is a fireworks photo. It looks just like a photo, but in Google Photos, you tap this little play button to see the motion involved. And I want the main photo to be where it's red in there. What you do is you swipe up, and that reveals the little film strip. You tap on the film strip, and now you can position to get this frame that you want. I like that one. I tap Save Copy. So that's a little bit, now this is an original photo and it is just a photo, but the live photo is also still there. Next is export to video or animated GIF. So what you're seeing right here is an animated GIF of a fireworks live photo. Let me show you how I did that. Here is that motion photo of a fireworks, and if I either tap the 3 dots or just swipe up, then you have a lot of options. This is in Google Photos on the Android. And one of the options is export. Tap export and you have the choice to just get the still photo, get the 3 seconds of video, or get an animated GIF and export. And those are fun. The third thing you can do with your motion photos is to make a movie. This is my favorite. You can do this with Google Photos on your iPhone or Samsung or the computer with the web. I think I'll show you on the computer. So on a web browser at photos.google.com, here's that same selection of photos. This first one, of course, is a video, 16 seconds. This one looks just like a photo, but if I open it and click the play, then you see the motion. So, and that is the case with these next 3. I'm just going to choose 3 to make this quick and easy. I'll select that one, and select that one. Then you click the plus and choose movie. It's done. It's even added music. I don't like that it's portrait, so I click here and change it to landscape. I also am not thrilled with the music, so I click on the music icon, and I think this deserves a Beethoven's Symphony No. 5. Okay, you save that and it becomes an MP4, just a little video that you can share with anybody you want. So those are my suggestions of what to do with your live or motion photos. You can pick the best frame for the shot you want, you can export to a video or an animated GIF, or you can make a movie that includes the motion. So if you're going out on July 4th or any other time where there's celebration with fireworks, don't hesitate to take that phone out of your pocket and snap away. With these few tips, you could end up having something that's really memorable. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jim.
And we're Geeks on Tour.
See you next time.
Uncrop. I'm Hewie Poplock. I want to introduce you to a tool called Uncrop. It allows users to transform and expand backgrounds in their photos, helping to create stunning compositions. I am sure most of you have cropped a photo at one time or another. This is the opposite. You have a graphic that is not large enough to fit in a needed space. This tool fills that space. There are 4 types of uncrops. There's portrait, which you see there. Then there's art and texture and landscape. We're going to do portrait first, and I have over to the right some examples, and here's the first one that I'm bringing over. It's this picture. It was created by AI, but it doesn't fill in the spaces that I want. So if we say start, it automatically will uncrop that picture and give us some examples. The first example, the second example. You can see the different ways it does. Let's go ahead, and I like this one the best. No, I like this one better, and we'll choose it and download it. Let's see what it looks like. And there it is. Of course, this was done by AI, so you can see that the faces aren't perfect, but you can see it filled in the spaces, and it looks like it was part of that picture. There it is at 100%, which makes it a little bit clearer. We'll continue with the portrait mode and use a photograph, but this is a photograph of a screenshot, so it's not really clear, but let's see what it does and how it handles it. So it did a pretty good job considering. Remember, AI has issues with letters, so it didn't do well with adding Ron's name or anything to Ron's name. But let's take a look now. We'll go ahead and choose the one we want. We'll download it, and then we'll open it. It's actually done a fairly decent job. Okay, let's try one more photograph, this time of me. It's a single shot, and it had been apparently cropped from a bigger picture, I would imagine. And we're going to then tell it we want to fill in the sides. This is being done in real time, so you're seeing the little circles go round and round, but you'll see that it doesn't take much time. And there's actually at least one of these is pretty good. Let's take a look at them. I think there's too many flowers in that one. And again, you got 2 screens. Got 2 screens in all of them, I think. But let's take a look at the one that I chose as probably the best one. Tell it to download. And let's see what it comes out as. And there it is. Not a bad job to use as a photograph with other people with me. Next, let's try one of the AIs that I produced, and it's this one. And we're going to add more on either side of it again, and we're going to click to go ahead and start. And it does real time. So you're seeing the little circles go around until it creates, and it's that fast. AI doesn't handle words very well, so none of these really came out well. But let's take a look at what we've got. And we'll choose one of them to download. But remember that AI does not handle letters and words in graphics very well. As you can see, it didn't hear it either. And I still kind of like this one, so I went ahead and downloaded it. Let's do another in the art category, and this time you may remember seeing this in my Zoom meetings. And this time we're going to tell it to go ahead and start. It then is in a waiting list because this is a very popular site, so sometimes you have to wait a little bit for it to continue and generate. But here's one of the ones that came up. Let's take a look at the others. And that one's pretty good. That's good. I really like that one out of all of them. And so we'll take a look at this last one. We'll go back to this one and we'll tell it to download. And so now we've got a wider picture using that same artistic view. For our next example, let's take the landscape mode and bring in a picture of a landscape. And there it is. Now, this was outside of Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and click to make it wider. Remembering that we don't have to always make it wider. You can make it at the top, you can make it at the bottom, and you can move it around wherever you want. So let's look at what we've got with this one. We've got some pretty good shots, I think. And we're going to choose one of them. And then we'll download it and open it up. I like that one. I like this one the best, actually. And we'll go ahead and download it and open it. And boy, it sure looks like everything there belongs. A feature similar to this is available in the brand new version of Photoshop, but of course it's considerably more expensive. Let's take a look at this picture now. We've got some things at the top and the bottom we want to fill in, and we're going to go ahead and say next. And when we do, it's going to give us 4 choices. Each of those look pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at all of them and then decide which one I like the most. We'll download it and open it and take a look at it. And it looks very good. It looks very realistic, and it's done a nice job. As our final example, we'll take one that we used earlier, but we're going to move it over to the side a little bit. We're going to move it down a little bit, so we have to have something added to the top of the picture and also over to the side, to one side. So you can move it around any place you want and then fill in the area that's exposed. So we got a little bit of area at the top of the picture, a little bit at the right of the picture, and let's see what it's doing. Now, we are in line. We have to wait a little bit for some other people to have their pictures uncropped. And here's what we got. You'll notice that at the top, the hats added a little bit more to the hats and the top of the balloons. And we added, so of course, some people to the right. We'll take a look at the various examples. We'll choose the one we like the most, and then we'll download it and open it up. We looked at all of them. Well, here's the one I chose, and we'll go ahead and download it. And here's what it looks like with the hats and the balloons. You can see the tops of them, and it actually filled in the area to the right as well. So it did a really nice job for us. Let's take a look at the pricing. Right now, there are 2 levels. There's free and the pro. The free, of course, is $0, and pro is $7 a month. But you can see that it'll do most everything. It's just not unlimited in the free, but it doesn't tell you how much you can do. Right now, it seems to be unlimited, but we don't know how long that's going to last. So if you want to try it and play with it, now would be a good time. Hopefully they'll keep a free level. And as you can see down here at the bottom, it's available on the iOS, Android, web, and Photoshop as well as Figma. Here's the website from ClipDrop. It's Uncrop. I'm Hewie Poplock.